Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm actually in the same location as I was in last week because it's actually got some really awesome driving roads. It's a little historic town called Faxted, and as you can see right behind me, somewhere along here is a windmill and some sort of old classic church, and the roads here are absolutely fantastic, which is why I come back with the Abarth 595 Trofeo, because this is where it belongs. This is where it lives, on these kind of awesome, twisty, bendy, narrow roads. But in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is the little things that I don't like about this car. Unfortunately, we're not going to love everything about our cars, and I've struggled to find things that I actually don't like about this car. So some of them may sound like I'm just like nitpicking, but it really is because I struggle to find faults with things that I don't like about this wicked little car. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in and I'm going to talk you through 5 or 6 things that I dislike about this beautiful little Italian car. Right, so the first thing I'm not a massive fan of with this car, and in the beginning it's something that I thought was absolutely great, because the first time I filled this car up with fuel, it cost me about £37. So I'm thinking, hang on a minute, we're on to a winner here. It's just cost me £37 to fill up my car with fuel, whereas my previous car would cost me about £70 to fill up, until I realised that this car actually has the world's smallest fuel tank. Now, I think obviously it depends on how you drive it as well, and you're not going to drive this car sensibly. Let's just face it. So that's one thing that you basically have to deal with straight away, is that you are going to be spending a lot of time in the fuel station. And I think once I got about 209 miles from a full tank. So obviously small car, it has to be lightweight, but the size of the fuel tank is absolutely tiny. The next thing that I'm not a big fan of in this car, and you see it a lot with brand new cars, is the headlights. So the headlights on this car, they're bright, but they're slightly yellow. And it was the same thing with the side lights, the daytime running lights. I've actually changed those ones to white. But the headlights, you see like Audi, even Vauxhall, Mini, their lights on their brand new cars, even like Citroen, they're so bright and white, and they cover such a big area. And I know this is quite a small car, so it may not do the same job, but they're yellow. They're not 100% white, and car enthusiasts love bright white lights. Now, I don't know if I can speak for everyone on that, but I do need bright white lights, and to change them on this car is going to cost me about £180 for something that should have realistically come out of the factory. Now, I'll turn them on and you guys may not see it in daytime, but in the night time you can really notice it. So look at this, look, you've got these lovely white, beautiful looking LEDs which run in the daytime, and then you've got these ugly yellow headlights. Now, why mix white with yellow? It just doesn't look good in my opinion. They should have both been white or both been yellow. And I've actually changed this bulb here that's kind of blue. That was actually yellow as well, but then you've got this awesome white ring, which is obviously like for the 500, they're 2 zeros for 500, and then you've got this ugly ass yellow headlight. Now, the next thing I'm not a massive fan of in this car is this right here. This door card right here. As you guys can see, it's like some rough, it's like a really rough material. It's not nice to lean on while you're driving. And if it's a hot day and you're wearing a t-shirt and maybe you're driving for long or you're in traffic and you just want to rest your arm, it just doesn't feel nice. And this material here along the door is just, I don't know, it's just not a nice material, and it really scratches very, very easily. Now, the first day I bought this car, I had to take my sister to the airport in it, and as you do, you just get inside the car, your feet just rub on things, they just, and like straight away there was 2 scratches on the car. So if you are car mad like I am and you love your car, just warn people before they get in the car, get into it as if you were entering a really hot bath. So nice and careful, tiptoe in, test it first. Don't just jump in like you're jumping into your bed after a hard, long day's work, because you will scratch things. But back onto this material. Look at this. Look, can you hear that? It don't even sound nice. But leaning on it is even worse. It's like leaning on a wire brush. I'm not a big fan, and I get that maybe this could be possibly to save weight, because it's a lot of door and it doesn't weigh much at all. It's a really, really light door. But that's another thing that I'm not a massive fan on in my Abarth 595 Trofeo. Right, so the next thing is really, really minor, but it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. So if we open up the door, right, and you guys may think this is like really strange, but it's one of them things, like I said, once you see it, you just can't unsee it. So in here, right, can you see this right here? Look at this metal, this exposed metal, and you can actually see it over here as well. Now that could have been just painted black. Just paint it black so we don't have to see it. I mean, look, what is this? Why is that there? What is the need for this? Just exposed metal. That is, I don't know. The next thing that I'm not a massive fan of in this car. So imagine you're driving along, it's getting quite hot, so you go to open the window, and lo and behold, the window's not opening, but you're just moving your mirrors all over the place, because the window openers, the window opening button thingy, whatever you want to call it, is right here. And don't get me wrong, I love the feel of it, and the way they feel and the way they click is really, really nice. It is nice. There you go, look. But they're just in the wrong place, because the amount of times I'm driving and I'm just moving my mirrors about, and I go to look across and I'm like, Jesus Christ, why is my mirror pointing at the sky? Or I have a passenger in the car and they're all over the place trying to figure out where the button is to open the window, and it's right here. But and then again, is it here to save weight in the doors? That is my question. And don't get me wrong, I like the look of it. I do. I love this area. I love the cockpit of this car. But is this going to cause you more problems if something goes wrong with it because of where it's positioned? The labour involved in that, because I'm guessing they're going to have to take this apart to get to it, move the gearbox out of the way. So is that going to be a problem? Right guys, so there you have it. The top 5 things that I dislike about my Abarth 595 Trofeo, and I apologise if it is a bit noisy. Here is another insight of what it's like to drive it on the motorway. But the good thing is, nothing that I picked tiny things that most of them can be changed. I can change the lights. Yes, it's going to cost me. I can paint those metal bits black if I really wanted to. I could even change the door cards if I wanted to. The only thing I can't change is the position of the buttons for the windows, but they're things that you can just learn to live with. I'm not sitting here saying the car drives like crap, because that is one thing it doesn't. It's absolutely amazing. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it's given you a little bit of an insight into things that you could look out for that may annoy you a little bit in owning a car like this. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe down below for plenty more videos to come. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.